Welcome to Sunday with Mike. On today's show, we'll explore some rental options, promoting your business with Facebook Live, some behind-the-scene Mardi Gras pictures and music suggestions, and finally a recent trailer incident that happened to me just last weekend. If you find something helpful in today's show, I hope you'll share it with your friends. I'll be right back.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
Today's trending department, I wanted to explore some rental options, but before I go there, I wanted to apologize for the hoarseness in my voice. It's been a really rough week here in Louisiana with Mardi Gras just wrapping up. So let me ask you, do you have any gear laying around that you hardly use? What about those old passive speakers or that karaoke machine that you used to use? Why not turn some of your older equipment into rental stock that can make you some extra money? I have an example. We have a Mardi Gras parade that we do once a year that requires me to have at least 8 15-inch powered speakers. Since those speakers would sit around all year long, why not rent them out to other people who need them for backyard barbecues and other things? We started doing this many years ago, and it has worked out really well for us. We've taken an older karaoke machine and made a rental package with some CDG discs. Chances are, the longer you've been in business, the more stuff you'll have hanging around that you could be making money on. What if you needed to rent something for a once-in-a-while event? Have you called around your area to see what's available at the different rental stores? We got our first Guitar Center a few years ago, and I went by the store shortly after it opened. But it's only recently did I discover that they rent speakers and other equipment too. What if you needed an extra 18-inch sub for an event that was coming up? Give them a call. They have lots of speaker gear for rental. Ask your musician friends if they rent it from anybody in your area. Many times a sound company won't advertise that they have rental gear, but they would rent it to a person that was local that was referred by somebody they know. You should explore all of your rental options and have your connections already in place, so when the need arises for more equipment, you'll know exactly what to get and who has it. I'll be right back. In the Promoting Your Business segment, I wanted to go back and discuss Facebook Live. Facebook Live has the ability to help promote your business by engaging your audience in your events. I think DJs generally took a wrong turn with this app when it first came out by trying to use it to promote events with copyright music playing in the background, and Facebook would take down the video. They simply did not want to have to pay the fees to allow streaming music on their platform. This doesn't mean that you couldn't find a useful way to engage clients and potential clients by using the app. Let's say that you're providing services for a cause that you believe in. If you start thinking more like a TV and a radio station and less like a DJ, you'll start to see tons of new uses and how this could help your business. For example, why not interview the host about an upcoming event weeks before the event to build excitement and anticipation? Then you could do follow-ups, and on the day of the event, you're more likely to have people interested and waiting to join your live feed than if you just hopped on the internet and had a live feed without any advance notice. Of course, you'll need to manage your recordings to make sure there isn't any music playing during the recording so that you'll know you'll be okay and Facebook won't take it down unless you have something really bad in the live feed and someone filed a complaint about it. So let's start thinking of new ways to use this tool, and by leaving the recording on Facebook after the live part is over, you can still gain exposure as it's viewed over and over again. Have you found a great way to use Facebook Live for your business? If so, I hope you'll share that down in the comments section below with me, and I'll be right back. In today's Wildcard segment, I thought, what better place to discuss the wild times of Mardi Gras? I'm going to share some behind-the-scenes photos, explain a little more about what it is, offer a basic Mardi Gras song list that you should have in your inventory if you ever needed to host a Mardi Gras-themed event. Most people think of New Orleans when you say Mardi Gras. But did you know that the first Mardi Gras celebration in America was actually held in Mobile, Alabama? I just learned that when I was researching for this slide. I'll share the link with this page that we're viewing in the comments section, but it's www.mardigras.com/history.html. Like I said, I'll have that link for you down below, but it's a fascinating page that explains the history of the celebration going all the way back to the medieval Europe times. Most people don't realize the amount of work and money that goes into hosting a Mardi Gras parade. You have companies that provide floats, generators, beads, and other throw items. You also have float riders that pay to ride the float and all of the things that they're throwing to the crowd from the float during the parade. There's extra security cost, barricades set up and removal, extra trash pickup and removal, live entertainment, and many high school bands performing in between the floats. As promised, here are some of the behind-the-scenes photos we took just this past week during the staging area where a Mardi Gras parade is being put together and just before it starts down the streets to go meet all of the people throughout our city. This is where they load up their beads, the bands rehearse, and the parade organizers put everybody in the right order as the parade starts to roll. As you can see, there are local TV crews all set up for their live feeds. I'm going to try to explain some of these pictures. So here you'll see two of the floats. One is the Queen's float and then followed by her maids. There's the live media with the tall towers and relaying their signal back to the stations. Here you see other floats where people are putting on beads and preparing their sound and getting ready to roll down the streets of Lafayette. And the next one is some pictures that we took of marching bands, different high schools, practicing and staging, getting ready, and being placed in between the floats as the parade organizers wanted them to be. And then the next thing I have for you is a list of basic must-have Mardi Gras songs in the event that you ever needed to host a Mardi Gras themed event. Here's my very own top 10 list. I'll read these out for you. It's Stop Incorporated, second line. This is the de facto Mardi Gras song. You have to have that one no matter what. The Meters, They All Asked for You. The Dixie Cups, Iko Iko. Al Johnson's Carnival Time. The Hawkettes, the Mardi Gras Mambo. The Meters, Hey Pock Away. Jake the Snake, That's Mardi Gras. Professor Longhair, Big Chief Part 2. Wild Magnolias, New Suit. Paul Simon, Take Me to the Mardi Gras. All of these songs are going to be listed down in the comments section below so that you can just copy and paste them into a word processor for future use. I'll be right back. Just a few weeks ago, we did a segment on trailer safety and talked about crisscrossing chains, etc. I rarely use my trailer anymore, but last Saturday I had a high school dance scheduled that was an hour away. I rarely do these type of events anymore, but here I was headed out of town to get to the school. I have a checklist that I use when I'm doing rare events to make sure I haven't forgotten anything, and the very last line on my checklist was never checked off, and it came back to bite me. The last item on the checklist is, are you ready? Check tire pressure and load jack if going out of town. Yep, you guessed it. I made it all the way to the school without any problem, but when I needed to make a really sharp turn in the parking lot, since the tire pressure was low, the tire came off the rim and it cut the tire. Here's what it looked like as I got out of my SUV. So not only did I fail to check the tire pressure, but I didn't have the hydraulic jack either. That's a double failure in my book. The worst part is that I knew better and it was already on my checklist. The good news is that I had a backup plan and I called a good friend to come deal with the tire while I completed my load-in at the school's gym. Everything went off great, and the school was thrilled with our performance and mentioned that they would like for us to handle all of their future dances. The moral of this story is simple. Have a checklist, perform each line on the checklist, and then have a backup plan just in case something goes wrong. And never be afraid to admit to yourself or the entire world that you're human and you made a mistake that could have been avoided. It's how we grow and learn from each other. I promise I'll have my jack the next time I go out of town. I'll be right back to wrap things up after this short break. So that's my show for today. I'll be back next week with all new topics to help you and your business. Be sure to give me your thoughts on today's show down in the comments section below. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up if we've taught you anything new at all. If you want to get in touch with me, you can find me on Facebook, and I'll share that link below. So until next Sunday, my name is Mike Schnauder. Be safe, and thanks for watching.